أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. By the barakah and the madad of Sidi Muhammad Fazil Karkari Qaddasallahu Sirrah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, dear brothers and sisters. Welcome again, and thank you for joining us for this short video, inshallah, which is going to be mainly on the Mawlid Nabawi. So first of all, Mawlid Mubarak to all the Muslims around the world, and especially to my dearest Shaykh Sidi Muhammad Fazil Karkari Qaddasallahu Sirrah, and Mawlid Mubarak to his family, to all the disciples of the Tariqa Karkariya around the world. Alhamdulillah, this is a very blessed opportunity for us to remember and remind ourselves of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So we received a lot of questions asking what is the importance of the Mawlid in the Tariqa Karkariya. So basically, in the Tariqa Karkariya, the Mawlid is of utmost importance for us. I would say it's more important for us than anyone else around the world, because it has a multi-layered significance. First of all, we do not deny that most of the Muslims, alhamdulillah, are still celebrating Mawlid. I would say maybe like over 90% of the Muslims still celebrate Mawlid, alhamdulillah. And this is, alhamdulillah, showing how much like in this ummah there is still the love for the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. But in the Tariq al-Karkariya, it is more deep than that, because many don't know, but Sidi Muhammad Fazil Karkari Qaddasallahu Sirrah received the permission from Allah and the Prophet ﷺ on the Mawlid Eve of the year, I believe, 2006, when his Shaykh Sidi Al-Hassan was still alive. He received the permission to preach the tariqah, to preach the path to Allah Azza wa Jal, and to preach the path of illumination and the vision of the light of God in this specific eve. So that's why it is very important for the disciples of the Tariq al-Karkariya to commemorate the Mawlid Eve. But it's not only that, it is a night where the disciples of the Tariq al-Karkariya renew their bay'at with the Shaykh Sidi Muhammad Fazil Karkari Qaddasallahu Sirrah, but also to the Prophet ﷺ and to God. And this is very important for us, because it is a way for us to wash off all of the small mistakes that we've done during the past year, all the negligence during the wird, during the remembrance of Allah Azza wa Jal, all the mistakes that we've done with respect to the prayers, to the night prayers, to the remembrance of Allah, to the litanies and all that. So it's a very important moment where all of those, I stress off the small mistakes that we've done during the year are forgiven. As for the big mistakes, like not praying and missing the mandatory word in the Tariq al-Karkariya, that's something that the disciple is not forgiven. He needs, or she needs, to pay it back. And now a lot of you asked, why do we have to travel to Morocco to see the Shaykh during the word? Because many of you have seen the celebrations in Morocco, and how like thousands of disciples have poured into this Zawiya Karkariya from all over the world. And truly that number is not reflecting the numbers of the disciples in the Tariqa. We are like over 1 million right now, almost like 1.5 million. But why still like there is a big number that goes, take the time to go to Morocco, to spend those thousands of dollars to join the Shaykh in the Zawiya in Morocco? Because first, the pledge of allegiance, or like the bay'ah, its significance come with the hardship that you put in. So the more hardship you put, the more money you spend, the more you show that you're willing to seek this forgiveness from the Sheikh and the Prophet ﷺ, and your actually your willingness also to spend money for the to celebrate the birthday of the Prophet ﷺ, then with that your reward in terms of light increases. Obviously, that shows to the presence of God, to God, that you are a person who is devoted to the path of knowledge and to the path of light. Uh, and also it is traveling to Morocco. It is an opportunity for the disciples to meet with the Sheikh at least once a year, because companionship is very important, and the best moment to connect with the family of the Prophet ﷺ is during the Mawlid Eve, because this is the night where everything happened, where the Prophet ﷺ was born, where the awliya, the saints, the friends of God, received their permissions to preach the path of God. So it's always it symbolizes this cycle of death and rebirth, death and rebirth. And as the Prophet ﷺ has said in his famous hadith, "Mutu qabla an tamutu," die before you die. So basically, and in another hadith, he said, "You are asleep, and you will wake up the moment you die." So basically, it is for us that moment to put aside and forget, and kind of like put down on earth all the bad stuffs that we've done during the year, and seek this rebirth in the light of God Azza wa Jal. And alhamdulillah, you've all seen this year how all those thousands of disciples, men and women from all these 7 continents, have traveled to Morocco, and how the celebrations and all the celebrations that are still going on are have been very successful. And we thank Sidi Sheikh Sidi Muhammad Fawzi Karkari Qaddasallahu Sirrahu, all the disciples around the world, for his generosity. Truly, he never asks for money, and all the contributions that are collected during that night that you see online, because of transparency, we want to keep everything transparent. They are all spent on the disciples, and alhamdulillah, I've witnessed that. I've lived in the Zawiya for almost 2 years. I've been back and forth to the Zawiya. It is the generosity of Sidi Sheikh is unparalleled in the world, alhamdulillah. And especially during the Mawlid, it is one of those moments where you see the generosity of Sidi Sheikh in its highest manifestation, I would say. But Sidi Sheikh is always able to, and is always willing to surprise us with his generosity, alhamdulillah. Yes, and another final question is, many people ask, what about all the other disciples that are unable to go to Morocco? Because as you've seen, there's only a couple thousands in the Zawiya, where there are men and women, but the tariqah is over 1 million. So basically, myself, including many who are not able to travel to Morocco because of school, because of financial constraints, because of any kind of reason. Alhamdulillah, Sidi Sheikh provides the renewal of the bay'ah live online. So that's how we do our renewal of the bay'ah, and we follow everything online, alhamdulillah, like you all do. And we try to spend that night in seclusion by ourselves, or if we live in a country, in a place, in a city where there is a majma, or like a place where the disciples gather, we would go to those places, and we would join our brothers and sisters, mainly brothers if you're a brother, and a sister if you're a sister, and we will celebrate together. And alhamdulillah, you probably all seen those videos coming from Tunisia, from Algeria, from Egypt, from Madagascar, from Pakistan, from you name it. The disciples are like celebrating everywhere, alhamdulillah. And you've probably all seen all those like gifts from Sidi Sheikh to the people around the world, especially the poor people, because this event, the Mawlid, is one of the events where like the disciples of the tariqah contribute a lot to helping other Muslims around the world. And alhamdulillah, we try to post some, I would say some, because it's too many, some of the initiatives that are being carried out by the disciples around the world, and all with the barakah and the blessings of Sidi Sheikh Sidi Muhammad Fawzi Karkari Qaddasallahu Sirah. So again, dear brothers and sisters, Mawlid Mubarak to all of you, Mawlid Mubarak to your families, and remember that the light of God is real, and if you want to know Allah Azza wa Jal, you need the light of God, and for that you need a true Shaykh. And we all testify that Sidi Muhammad Fawzi Karkari is the true Shaykh of this time. So please do your istikhara, please take the dhikr, the remembrance, the litany of the tariqah, do it, and get in the path, because you're losing big time if you miss this opportunity that's been given to you. جزاكم الله خيرا. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين. الله